Morning, everyone.
Howdy, y'all.
So we are up a little bit earlier this morning because we have a big day.
Extremely big day. We're meeting Francis and Tim, Kelly's family members. Her cousin. It's actually her dad's cousin, which would make her your great cousin, wouldn't it? Or just your cousin?
Sure.
Well, we're going to be knocking out a lot of stuff around the area with them today. That's why we're up early and eating this quick avocado. This is actually so good. Avocado, egg, balsamic, some kind of everything seasoning. I really like it.
All right, we're moving.
Heading out. See what we can see.
We're gonna meet them at the Larson's Crooked Creek Campground, and I believe the first stop is...
I'm not sure yet.
We don't even know. How about we'll just get there and then we'll update you then. We are at the Crooked Creek Campground at their beautiful fifth wheel. And the first thing we're gonna do today is see Mount Rushmore. Now we're gonna go see Mount Rushmore, and then apparently there's a little hiking trail you can do underneath it to kind of get a view up top, like looking up at it. So we're gonna go do that as well today. Now this is not the first time we've seen Mount Rushmore. We saw Mount Rushmore, it's been maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It was before we started filming. It was our first big trip out west. We stopped, we did Badlands, Mount Rushmore, before we headed to Glacier National Park. So we'll get to see it again, and we're super excited. So that's the first thing we'll do, and then we have other things planned. So that's not the only thing. Hello, Mr. Timmy.
Hey, good morning. Timmy's gonna be our chauffeur today.
And Miss Francis.
Hello, everybody.
All right, I think we're ready to go. So we're entering the National Memorial, and the Parks Pass does not work here. When you pull in, you have to pay to park. It's $10 per vehicle. It looks like it's like a 3-car parking. Is it 2 or 3 car? It's a 3-car parking garage.
Level 3, thank you.
Senior citizen discount is $5 parking, not 10. So as we're coming off the loop, this right here is the compressor, the actual compressor that they used to power all their tools. So over 450,000 tons of rock were removed from Mount Rushmore to bring out the 4 presidential faces. 90% of the rock was removed with dynamite. The remaining rock was removed by drilling with jackhammers and wedging the rock off the mountain. Wow.
So we just finished Mount Rushmore. It is very impressive, but there is no better person to ask than Tim here about the history of Mount Rushmore, because he's been here quite a few times, right?
I've been here 4 times, but there probably is a lot better people to ask than me. However, I do know a few facts. They started construction in 1927, and it lasted until 1941. There was 400 workers that carved on the mountain. And by the way, the first time I came up here, there was a fella named Nick Clifford who was in the gift shop, and he was the last surviving person that actually carved the mountain, and that was pretty cool to see him. He was like 97, 98. Unfortunately, he passed away a couple years ago. We talked to him, and bought a little book that he had, and that was interesting. But I think we're heading to take some scenic drives now.
He's the one that keeps telling us we got to see the Needles Highway. So let's do it. How beautiful was that scene? So we had to get a little drone action for y'all in the National Forest before we got into Custer State Park. So we just went through the Black Hills National Forest, and I thought we were just gonna get a few hills. I didn't know we were gonna be going through tunnels. Tunnels, tunnels. Does everybody like tunnels?
Yes.
That's really cool.
All right, let's continue. That was Needles Highway, and it got its name from the rock formations, how they were kind of sticking up into the sky. But to be able to drive down Needles, you need a state park pass, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. I tricked him almost there.
Yeah.
So you have to have a state park pass for this Custer State Park to be able to drive that. So a 7-day pass is $20. And is there a 1-day pass?
No, it's 1 to 7 days, $20.
Yes.
Oh, regardless?
Yes.
So regardless, it's 1 to 7 days, $20. Unless you get the annual pass like he did.
It's $36.
That's not that big of a difference, really.
Nope.
That's almost worth it if you're living up here like you are.
So Tim knows me so well. He said we have an hour to kill before the Jewel Cave. That's our next adventure. But we're in Custer, and he was like, I know exactly where we're going. Ice cream. We got to do ice cream.
Let's go get Kelly some ice cream.
Well, that ice cream was so good, and the waffle cone, homemade, and it was really, really good. But now we're coming up on Jewel Cave and the entrance. We had reservations. We booked it online at 3:40 for the tour. So we're doing the Scenic Tour. Once again, like at Wind Cave, there's several different tours you can do. So we're gonna do the Scenic Tour, and we're almost there. Go down those stairs on the right. Wait for me on that first one. That opening at the time, was it much bigger than my reader fantasy?
That cave was really cool. Was it not cool?
It was great. Awesome.
I mean, it was. They said that it has up to winds that are 34 miles per hour that goes through it, and based on the wind volume and the cubic, what was it? How did they describe that?
14 billion cubic feet.
14 billion cubic feet based on the wind pressure coming through the cave, which means it could potentially be the largest cave system in the world, but they haven't discovered any more. I don't even know how much they've discovered. Only a couple hundred, like 200 miles.
Yeah, something like that.
And there's thousands and thousands of potential miles left. But this is a national monument, not a national park. National parks get designated through Congress, but national monuments get approved by the president, and they don't have all the funding available that a national park has. Thank you, honey. And this was the first national monument to protect a cave by Theodore Roosevelt back in 1908, 8?
1908.
1908? She knows.
Now we're gonna go to dinner, and we're gonna go to Mount Rushmore Brewery. Now it's not just a brewery, it is a restaurant. It's two restaurants. Downstairs it's kind of like bar food with some cool stuff too, and then upstairs is more of a fine dining. So we're gonna go check that out. We're all hungry.
And we look really good for fine dining. Got good smelly armpits. I'm ready. Fine
Well,
dining.
it's not fine dining like tablecloths, but they just have a cheaper menu downstairs like bar food, and then more like entrees, nice dinner stuff upstairs. Yeah.
So what'd you think of the cave?
I loved it. It was great.
And that was our first time going in the cave. I really enjoyed that cave.
But I think I might have lost my glasses.
Your sunglasses or your glasses?
No, my sunglasses.
I don't think you took them in there though.
Ta-da! Look at that.
Thank you.
I'll take care of you, honey.
Thank you.
See, that's what being a husband's all about. Except in our relationship, it's the complete opposite. I lose everything.
I got my hands full.
What do I believe? What makes me feel it to write you this song? 2 hours a day, 5 months and a year. Oh, I loved you too long. You keep blowing me out, I keep holding you in.
Dinner was amazing, but we have one more thing we have to see before we leave this area. We are driving into Crazy Horse right now. So this is a memorial that they've been working on since 1998.
No,
I think
since the 48.
it was dedicated
48.
in 98. I think it was dedicated in 98. So we're gonna drive up and take a look at it.
So Crazy Horse is a Native American that fought in the Bighorn battles against Custer, which the town that we just had dinner at was named after. And they still got a long way to go. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. The best way to actually see Crazy Horse is one of two ways. Once a year or twice a year, they do a hike where you can hike up.
Oh yeah, it's the
1st of June, you said?
Isn't it the 1st of June?
First part of June
First part
and
of
the end of
June.
September or
And the
so.
last
So if you're here around that time, you can actually hike up to that flat spot and be right at Crazy Horse's face, or you can do a helicopter tour that takes you right up to it as well. You can't really get much closer besides taking a bus, and we're kind of behind on our time, and this was the last, or they closed. They're not doing the bus tour anymore, but it's just a really beautiful piece of art. One day this will have a horse with him, Crazy Horse's head is there with him pointing out. But honestly, if they started it in 48, we might all be passed away by the time they're getting close to being done. Oh, here's a picture of Crazy Horse's face from the helicopter.
I feel like it will be finished in our lifetime.
No,
Nor your lifetime. Nor.
it's gonna be a while.
The sculptor's name was Korzak. His family is the one that worked on this sculpture for years, and they turned down funding from the federal government. Of course, he passed away, I think it was like 1982 or something, but his wife took it over and their children took it over. But lately they've had more people working on it, and I think volunteers possibly, I'm not sure, but and of course they got income from this place here, and so they are picking up speed, but they do have a long way to go.
And the face is larger than anything on Mount Rushmore. But I think we're going to go ahead and go back to camp. But we'll see you there.
All right, guys, we're back at the Crooked Creek Campground at their lovely trailer. We had such a good time.
Today's been the greatest day of
We're
my
gonna-
life.
We had a really good time.
This is the most we've ever hung out with them, y'all. Can you believe it?
Hey, in case y'all are interested, which you may not be, I don't know, but Francis and I are from Texas, just outside of Fort Worth. If you know anything about Texas, it is hot in the summer. And that's why we are up here in the Black
That's
Hills.
right.
But we also want to say to Kelly and Cody, we had a great time.
Great time. Spending
Appreciate
a great
y'all putting
time.
up with us.
Oh, thank y'all for putting up with
yeah.
us. However, we'll catch you on the other.
See you next time.